10, even as vaccination numbers are increasing daily, city leaders are again warning of a potential surge, a third surge, if you will, driving the rise. Young people living in the near North Side neighborhoods. In the Lincoln Park and Old Town neighborhoods, cases are up 63% just in the last week. So let's bring in 43rd Ward Alderman Michele Smith. Thank you for joining us this morning. Those numbers are a little frightening. Is this just a case of spring fever, young people wanting to head out to socialize? What do we know?
Well, it is coinciding with spring break and the warmer weather, and we've seen this before. But we really think that more has to be done to go after the disease where it's happening. And right now it's happening on the north side. Yes, I've shared that graphic with my constituents and to tell them, hey, if you are in this demographic, please keep your mask on.
I've come to call this topic shouting at the rain because, Alderman, we have talked about this ad nauseum on this program for over a year. Young people, I was young once, you were young once, we think we're indestructible. We don't need to wear a mask because COVID's not going to get us. So when the mayor urges people to avoid crowds and they don't want to listen, that tells you what?
Well, it tells me that I think we need to communicate better, and I believe and I'm really urging the city to increase their presence on social media with influencers to if anything, make mask wearing a little more fashionable right now in order to try to stop this. I think the really big message, and I see more than young people not wearing masks, I will say. The real message is here, first of all, you should wear a mask in order to keep yourself, your friends, your parents, your relatives safe. But also, it's these metrics that are holding up the opening up of the city and may cause it to close up again. So if we want to be able to freely do the things that we want to do, like have summer festivals, go to ball games, things like that, everyone needs to pitch in for a little while longer. And I think people can do that. And people have done it. It may feel like how you put it.
Shouting at the rain.
Shouting at the rain. But, you know, mask wearing was much better in the winter.
Yeah. You know
so
what?
I think people need to be reminded. And I think that if we do that, people can comply. And of course, the city should also keep track of businesses. But I'm really urging the city to put a vaccination clinic on the north side where it's easy to get to.
Yeah, let's talk about that, because that's what I wanted to ask you about. Because, you know, you can talk all you want and you can talk about education, but what kind of a difference would that make? That's in an area where, you know, a lot of young people live in different areas, and you can find them in Lakeview, you can find them in certain areas of River North and Lincoln Park. How do you go about making sure that that is targeted towards them?
Well, I think if we had a vaccination site at Wrigley Field, that would go a really long way to making the vaccine easily available. You know, a lot of young people, especially those really just of college age, don't have an established physician or doctor-patient relationship here. They might have it where they go to school, at home. And so to have a convenient way to get a vaccination, perhaps without even an appointment, would really go a long way to getting more shots in arms.
Let me ask you this. It seems unlikely we're going to reach herd immunity. I think that's a foregone conclusion for a lot of people. So there has been this thought of maybe it's time to create a COVID passport, if you will. You put it on your phone, it's going to let you into a restaurant, it's going to let you go to Wrigleyville and attend a baseball game. Is that something you'd be in favor of?
Oh, yes. I think that I think the employees of all these businesses have the right to know that they're not being needlessly exposed. And so I think proof of vaccination is being done in Europe. In a lot of places, it's being demanded. It will be demanded, I believe, on flights pretty soon. And so I think that that's a fair thing to do. And I certainly carry my vaccination card with me now.
Yeah.
And I think that more people will be doing that.
What a world we live in these days, right? That we all have our vaccine cards once we get that shot, and that we'll be keeping it with us. We do appreciate your time this morning, Alderman, for joining us to talk about an issue I think a lot of people are concerned about as these numbers are going back up again. Have a great day.
You too.